Hey guys, how you going? Welcome to Hold the Ball, HTB. Thanks guys for watching. Just gonna get straight into it. This is my round 14 tips and who I think will win and who I think will lose. And just remember, there's always an HTB guarantee, so stick around for that. Alright, the first game is between Manly and Cowboys, and I've dubbed this game the match of the round. We never knew we wanted. So there you go. I think Manly and Cowboys is probably a game that we thought at first probably was never supposed to happen, right? And now here we are. In my personal opinion, this is the match of the round. So we have potentially some stars returning back from Origin. There's Tom Trbojevic for Manly, DCE and Jake Trbojevic. And then for the returns is Olakau'atu, Foreign, Walker, who makes a return as well. And a key out is Kepi. For the Cowboys, the Origin returns are Valentine Holmes, Kyle Fout and Cohen Hess. And again, this is just a assumption. You don't know what happens. And then just some of the key returns is Tamalolo and Dearden makes his debut for the Cowboys. And a key out is Helium Luki. It's going to be a tough game to actually go through. I mean, obviously the last time Manly played, they lost to the Knights. Arguably controversial circumstances, but I mean, look, Cowboys are on fire, right? And they beat the Warriors too by 1 point in a very good game. I think this game might have defense being probably not the biggest factor. I think defense is going to be chucked out the window. Expect this game to probably be by 50 plus points, I reckon, altogether. I reckon this game here, I think Manly win this. That's what I reckon. Despite how tough it is, it's going to be a very tough forwards battle as well. You've got Barseka, you've got Tamalolo on the opposite end, you've got Burr, you've got, as stated, Jake Trbojevic. It's going to be a very tough game. Tapau, yeah, look, I reckon it's going to be tough, but I want to stick with Manly here. Anytime try scorers for both teams. Jason Saab for Manly, and then you just go probably Tamalolo or Valentine Holmes for the Cowboys. But there you go, Manly to win. Second game we have are the Sharks and the Panthers, and obviously Panthers coming off that loss to the Tigers, 26 points to 6. I've called this game the potential Origin return because about 7 players from the Panthers team come back from Origin. You've got Goro Isao, To'o, Yao, Luai, Capel, Martin, Cleary, and another return not Origin related is Leota. And then you have for the absentees is Salmon and Lindsay Smith for Penrith Panthers. And for the Sharks, your key returns are Andrew Fifita and Townsend. That is all. Look, it's hard to... I think this game here, if the Panthers get their players back, the Panthers win this full stop. And I think they're going to be hunting up for blood. You can imagine the boys are very upset about that Tigers loss, especially those who didn't play, knowing that they've played, they would have won the game. Sharks, in terms of offering stuff, well, we're going to see there. The Sharks have basically got an unchanged lineup from what they've used. Currently, it's going to be a tough ask for them, even at home. I think Panthers win this one here quite convincingly. Anytime try scorers, try Will Kennedy. And then for the Panthers, well, Brian To'o will be ready to go. So there you go, Panthers for me. Third game of the round we have is the Titans against the Roosters. The Titans coming off a gutsy loss against the Storm with 20 points to 14. The Roosters having a bye. I've called this game the Titans' chance. If there was any time to beat the Roosters, it is now. For Origin duties, they've got Brimson, Fifita, Moyaki and Tino who return, potentially. And then some key ins to Anthony Don and Mitch Rain. And then a notable out is Tana Boyd. For the Roosters, they've got a noticeable in is Angus Crichton and Brad Abbey, who used to play for the Warriors, who has tinkered with the Bulldogs and the Raiders, and is now playing for the Roosters. So, and then you've got a noticeable out in Nat Butcher. The Titans should be ready and pumped to go for this one here. I can see it being a very attacking type game, especially with the backs. Look, the Roosters will be fired up, right? Brett Morris has announced his retirement. I'll be talking about that tomorrow in Rugby League broadcasting news, and I guess my thoughts around him as a player and what he's done and accomplished in the game. But look, the Roosters will be pumped up. I guess a lot of people are forgetting that, but hey, the Origin stars are returning. And if Queensland get a win, don't worry. I think these boys will be primed and ready to go just as hard, you know, for this game here. I think I'm gonna go Roosters here. I think they'll win. I think when experience comes into play, they're the team to go to, and I think their strength will shine there. And obviously, again, that loss of Brett Morris will definitely light some fire under him. So I've gone with the Roosters here. Game 4 we have is the Rabbitohs against the Knights. The Rabbitohs had a bye, and the Knights come off an absolute toweling by the Eels, 4 points to 40, in a game that I've called last night standing. The reason why is, well, Liam Knight plays for the Rabbitohs and he's versing the Knights. Simple as that. Latrell Mitchell makes his return, potentially, from Origin duty. Mansour, Byrne and Liam Knight are the other noticeable returns. Key outs are Gagai and Arrow. I'm a bit confused there because, look, Mitchell can return, but then the other two boys can't. I'm not too sure what's going on there. For the Knights, you have Saifiti, you have young English player Dominic Young, Shibazaki, and I guess a noticeable out from that flogging of last week was Stafford To'a, who I think has paid the price for what happened last week. Overall, a game here, if I'm just going to be quite frank, it's Rabbitohs here to win this one here. Try scorers, look, Latrell Mitchell, right? You could even go Campbell Graham potentially, or even, you know, Alex Johnston. The Knights, well, no Ponga, no proper halves pairings. It's sort of, look, they're in a mess right now, and I'm not even sure if they're going to score a point here. But if they're going to score a try, at least one try, I want to give this one to possibly Bradman Best. But Rabbitohs for me. The next game we see is the Raiders against the Broncos. I've called this a possible raid because, hey, well, if the Broncos are to win, it's right now, right? The Raiders have returns of Tapine, Papali, and Valeme. That's Semi Valeme. And their noticeable outs are Horsburgh, Scott, and Ryan James. Curtis Scott going under some current investigation. So we'll wait and see what that happens there. The Broncos absolutely flogged last week by the Dragons, 52 points to 24, in a game that can be best described as attacking, but then it sort of died off for the Broncos, and I think it died off when Isako let the Broncos score the try in the last second of the first half. So funny how that plays out sometimes. But you've got your possible returns from Origin, Haas and Coates, and some other returns. Noticeable returns is Desi New and Karmichael Hunt. The return of Karmichael Hunt, former AFL player, former rugby union player, former NRL player, making his return on the NRL stage. Last time he played for the Broncos was 2009. A lot has happened to the game since. I'm sure he'll be playing, and he'll probably be awe at the way the game has changed. And look, to be fair, if you don't play the game that long, it has definitely left you. It is just up to you to see if you can climb and hang out with the big boys now. But look, and noticeable outs is Gamble and Isako, who I believe had to be out. Tyson Gamble, I guess, is an unfortunate blow, unfortunate loss there. But Isako just had to go. I was frustrated watching that game because, well, he just was so lackluster in that game, and I believe he was a big reason as to why they lost. And look, possibly never see him again. That's what I think. And the same goes for Anthony Milford as well. Probably never see him play again for the Broncos. Very brutal there, but we'll see what happens. For the sixth game, well, that's the Warriors and the Storm. I've already made my preview there, so if you're going to watch it, please go and watch that video there. And tell me, guys, what you think about it. But I've already made my preview and my prediction there, and have a watch. Game 7, we have the Eels against the Tigers in a game that I've called the Western Showdown. The Eels should have potentially from Origin duty returning Bowler, and then they've got some returns of Ferguson and Roach, Nathaniel Roach, former Warriors player. Very unlucky run of injuries. Had something, was promising. Unfortunately, injuries just stuck by him. So Ferguson and Roach, both reserves, and then a noticeable out is Reid Mahoney. Unfortunate injury there. Could potentially be out for a while. We'll see what happens there. The Tigers have Origin return potentially is Ofahengawe. Then they've got some noticeable ins by Tuilangi and Walters. And then a noticeable out is Mikaele. For this game here, I think you'd have to go to the Eels, right? I mean, they're in form. The Tigers did beat the Panthers though. Though it was a depleted team, you still got to count that, right? I still think the Eels will take it out. I don't see any upsets here. So for me, it's going to be the Eels simply. Anytime try scorer, look, just go with Gutherson. And for the Tigers, Dane Laurie. I absolutely love watching that guy play. One of my favourite players to watch week in, week out is Dane Laurie. So yeah, chuck him in there for a try score. And the last game, I've called this the Monday Blues. Simply because, well, it's Monday. Rugby league's there. Doesn't really happen often. And sometimes Monday, well, you feel blue. There you go. Bulldogs, Dragons. The returns for the Bulldogs, Marshall, King, Katoa, and that's Sione Katoa. Flanagan makes his return on the reserves. And for the Dragons, Sims potentially returning from origin duties. And then you have Clune. Topine is the only out in that game. Virtually an unchanged lineup. Again, Dragons, right, they absolutely flogged the Broncos 52-24. They'll be confident, they'll be ready. Bulldogs are not the best team at the moment. As we all know, they're lavishing at last place. And it's probably the position they'll be in from the get-go, and I think that's where they'll stay. Dragons for me. And just quickly, I noted I didn't even name the winner of the Raiders and the Broncos. But for that game there, I'm going... Look, the Broncos are so bad, hey. Like, I just want to go for them and I just want to cheer them on, but they're just so bad. And Raiders are hurting, you know, it's time. If they lose this, they're definitely going to be bottom four material, so they've got no choice but to win this. I want to go with the Raiders here to win this game over the Broncos. And as stated before, Dragons over the Bulldogs. So yeah, that's my tips for this round. Tell me what you guys think, and yeah, who do you have winning? Again, if you haven't watched my Warriors preview, watch that one there. I've got another video coming out, NRL related. Before we go, these are HTB guarantee, right? My HTB guarantee is that the Rabbitohs beat the Knights. So my HTB guarantee is that the Rabbitohs beat the Knights. You definitely can get me on that. I've only got one wrong thus far since I've done this, but everything else has been pretty good. So yeah, HTB guarantee, Rabbitohs to win. But look, that's me done for now. Thanks again for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Some of you guys think, who do you think wins? Do you think there's upsets there? Or have I gone a bit too conservative here on my approach with the tips? But yeah, take it easy, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys again soon. Don't forget, hold the ball. See you guys later.